Have you ever wondered why Minecraft mobs were made the way they are? You have passive, neutral, and hostile mobs, but that basically just describes how they impact the player. Why is there so little focus on how mobs interact with each other? Nature is a beautiful thing. So what if we made mobs better by making the Circle of Life update in Minecraft? To do so, we'll start by making a new kind of villager, the Merchant. A villager type that will provide quests for the player to complete, but this is going to be a greedy merchant. He'll be large, with a giant backpack to carry his wares. I want this villager to stand out too, and to do that, he'll have a powerful mustache and a totally new and improved face. The clothes are also going to look a bit more businessy. Now we just need to add some extra details on the backpack, a brand new top hat, and the fanciest monocle you've ever seen. All right, maybe not that fancy, but it'll do. And I had the idea to make some of the items visible from the merchant's backpack, like this fishing rod. Now he's looking ready. Our new and improved villager, the greedy but helpful merchant. But as everyone knows, bad business can make some enemies. And in this update, the merchant villager has made some angry ones, the bloodthirsty pillagers. But we haven't made them yet, so let's do that. We're gonna reshape this body a bit so he can be beefy. Now rip off those sleeves. Who needs them? To be truly scary, I'll give it a tattoo like this. Wait, no, like this. Huh, no, not quite. This. There we go. Perfect. Let's cover up that bald head with a threatening mohawk and give this guy some battle scars. These pillagers will terrorize entire villages because of the scams run by the merchant villager. They may have gotten bamboozled, but don't think they're in the right. They are absolutely destroying this village until some help comes along. And I mean a lot of help. The Emerald Ore Golem. Let's create the villager's new and improved defender. This clunky iron isn't going to cut it. Let's recolor the body and give it these chiseled abs. Literally. I'm not sure how a rock golem has abs, but don't question it. Remember how I said emerald? Yeah, I wasn't kidding. Villagers love emeralds, so why wouldn't their defenders be made of them? Not only does this golem look awesome, its attacks are too. No more boring iron golem attacks. This golem will strike raiding pillagers with incredible force and abilities, but you're gonna have to wait around to see those. Trust me, this thing is basically unstoppable until a way stronger illager comes along. Let's get to work on a way better Ravager. Something about this guy is just off. So it's going to need a total rework. Change the body and totally redo the head. Even the color has got to go. And the gray is just, well, boring. So now that we have the shape and colors, we'll need the details. The goal is to make our Ravager have a defined dinosaur-like stature, the face of a rhino, and the feet of an elephant. It's basically the amalgamation of every powerful beast I could think of. And it is no joke. Villagers, pillagers, golems, nothing can stand in the way of its rampage. Well, nothing except the evil, the terrifying rabbit. So let's get working on this thing. I've always thought these mobs were really underwhelming in design. We can do better. We'll start by putting it on 2 legs, with the arms dangling in front. If I were to make a real-life rabbit, there wouldn't be much more left to do. So I decided to get creative, making it into a jackalope. I gave it a little horn, changed the ears to flop down over the sides of the head, added some fluffy tufts of fur, and changed the color to an icy blue. Now our mythical rabbit is looking far more interesting. I'm pretty happy with how this rabbit looks. And in game, it unknowingly will save entire villages just by existing. You may not believe me, but I looked it up. And Ravagers only have one fear: rabbits. I guess kind of like the elephant and the mouse fable. Ravagers run away, screaming like babies at the sight of these little guys. But unfortunately, not everything is scared of the rabbits, and some may even hunt them, like this next creepy mob. Our hag is going to be more witchy than the witch ever was, which will be awesome. That was a lot of witches. The clothing needs to be worse for wear, like a smelly old swamp dweller. No more boring hats. Let's give this one a real point. Overall, the goal is just to make the witch not so boring. So the idea is to create a potion maker who's trying to regain her youth. But before we finish, we'll give her a friend. You might ask what the black blob is. Well, let me introduce you. Crowley. Get it? Because it's crow? Okay, I'll move on. The final touch any hag needs is some way to cast spells and brew potions. And that is exactly what this wooden staff will be for. The hag in game will chase rabbits, collecting their hides and horns to brew a special potion, hoping to become beautiful once more. The only thing in her way is a certain pesky mob added that will mischievously steal items. The new and improved Fox Mob. Let's start by giving more geometry to the fox. Currently, it's basically just a chunky rectangle. This tail needs to be better. Much better. All right, well, that's a fox. No, I'm kidding. This is where we get creative. I'm actually going to make this into a spiritual fox. So let's turn it blue. Replace all these normal fox features with ghostly ones, and then make the entire body transparent. I like how you can slightly see through the body of the fox, but someone who doesn't love that is the witch, since this fox spirit will sneak up on her and steal her potions. I guess she's not going to be very youthful anytime soon. But in the midst of its escape, it is hunted by another mythical mob. This is going to be our skeletal hunter. I'll start by separating the limbs to make more space, and outlining where I'm going to want the new bones to be. The vanilla skeleton is super boring and flimsy, not very fitting of a hunter. Have you seen archers? They're absolutely jacked. Well, we're gonna make some more crazy changes, like giving it a totally new face and adding these horns. You might have guessed it, but yes, we are making a skeletal minotaur. This better skeleton will need a better bow and a new paint job to make the bones a little bit more intimidating. I added some red eyes and dangerous teeth, and now our skeleton is ready to hunt. These skeletal minotaurs have keen senses. Not even the spiritual foxes can hide from their wrath. But being a hunter of cute foxes did not prepare it to defend against a stronger beast of the forest, the bone-hungry wolf. So let's get to work. I want this entire wolf to have black fur, to blend into the surroundings of the night, and give it a contrasting gray belly. This is a true predator, so it'll need some sharp claws, ferocious hunter eyes, and a mouth full of bloodthirsty teeth. For the scariest part, a cute little tail. It is still a wolf after all. But other mobs might not think the wolf is that cute, like the skeleton, for example. In packs, they won't even stand a chance. They'll be turned into a squeaky toy before too long, and the wolves will be hunting for a reason, like gaining a new weapon that you'll see more of later. But in this cruel world, theft is not uncommon, especially for this new frightening mob that has no fear for canines. The Endwalker, a terrifying Enderman. Well, at least it will be when we're done with it. Take that spine and bend it forward. Endermen are scary, but I think we can do a lot better. Give it this giant gaping mouth and black spikes along the back. Also, this wavy hair, I'm not sure. I'm pretty sure it's hair. This guy is almost like a spider Enderman. I hate it in a good way. And after adding the eyes and teeth, I think it's ready. The havoc it wreaks is insane, killing mobs and grinding their possessions into blocks to hold. Nothing could possibly scare this thing, right? Well, there is something, but it's not the dragon, warden, or even the wither. It's much scarier. Water. Dun, dun, dun. You know, because it's an Enderman. Yeah, you heard me right. A salmon. This isn't just any old fish, though. It's going to be almost like a ferocious shark. So we'll add extra fins and a large jaw. Recolor it to fit the whole salmon vibe and give it one extra long back fin. This might just be the coolest fish I've ever made. And in-game, it will terrorize Endermen, keeping their fish family completely safe from those monsters. Watch out for them in villages, though. They're no joke. Get too close and yeah, it won't be pretty. But who's that? The merchant? Remember that fishing rod? Yeah, it looks like even the merchant has found its place at the top of the food chain for now. Thus, our Circle of Life update is complete. But now, let's actually go in Minecraft and test to see if it all works like it should. Entering a typical Minecraft village. So far, at first glance, everything looks normal. And we even have some of our very normal Minecraft villagers here. Hey, buddy. I'm not sure that guy really wants to hang out today, which is perfectly all right because the villager we really want is not our average Minecraft villager. We want to find the merchant, and there should be one wandering around in every single Minecraft village somewhere along the outskirts. And we found him, our merchant, with the supplies in his backpack. We can see the fishing rod coming out, poking out the top. Nobody can properly fit a fishing rod in a backpack. Our merchant looks like he's open for trades, possibly working on one right now with an average villager. I don't know if they've come to an agreement on a price, though. And if we interact with our merchant, we can find ourselves on a series of quests. We can trade 10 rotten flesh for an iron sword with sharpness 1, as well as a couple other trades that we'll have to explore later. We don't want to get stuck staring at quests too long because bad things can happen in a Minecraft village. After only a few short minutes inside of a village, the raid has already begun. Pillagers have surrounded various portions of the village. Our merchant is standing at the far corner, not wanting to engage anybody. The pillagers haven't even gotten close yet, but of course our merchant can sense these guys. They look disgusting resting. In fact, this guy's even shaking out of anger. That mohawk makes them look far more fearsome and far more determined. They have spread out evenly, surrounding the entire village. In fact, the only section they haven't taken over yet is the section our merchant happens to be in. How long is that section gonna remain pillager free? Probably not for long. And one pillager has caught wind of a villager, has chased him into a house, is going to get on top of him. It looks like this villager can't do much. The pillager got a hit on him. Uh-oh, not looking good for this guy, but provided a warning for our merchant to run away and has been almost caught for the second time, deciding to run as quick as possible. One hit comes off. The merchant better run or all his goods are going to be stolen. If our merchant and villagers were stuck alone, they would be hopeless. But in the cycle of life, they have help. Every village needs a better iron golem to protect it. And this iron golem is huge. The Emerald Beefcake. Paid for completely by the rich merchants of each village. The iron golem instantly goes into defense mechanisms, launching a pillager up into the air and smashing him back down to the ground. Yikes. Great work, buddy. The golem is off to the next pillager, launches him into the air, and all the raiding pillagers have decided to chase down this golem. One pillager may have gotten lucky, stuck up on top above the torches, and our golem can't reach him. But there is one solution that we can utilize to help our golem out in its defense as quick as possible, returning back to our merchant, and we can trade for our golem core. Using our golem core, we can head back to our elite golem and size him up even bigger. Only one pillager left in our entire village with our golem on the lookout, and our golem found him and instantly destroyed him. The perfect defense mechanism for a merchant and a village. But an unstoppable golem would leave Minecraft out of balance. There's only one way to keep the world in harmony. With the pillagers cleared out, the ravagers enter the village. Instantly angered by the strength of the golem, the ravagers roar, charge down a villager, wiping him instantaneously, and then return straight to go after the big beefy golem. More ravagers on the backside. Everybody focusing in on this golem right here. The golem doing the best that he can to survive. This ravager on the back is dealing significant damage to our golem. Don't look at me. There's nothing I can do. You're responsible for your own life. And the golem goes down. Even our merchant is scared and afraid, running for his life. Ravagers wreaking absolute havoc through this entire villager. There's only one way to stop them. As fast as possible, search for a lonely rabbit. And we've spotted one across the water in the village. Hello, little buddy. We need your help. Making this carrot useful, we can encourage the rabbit to follow us towards the ravagers. And together, well, less so together, more so the rabbit alone, can scare off the ravagers with ease. The moment that our little rabbit gets close, these ravagers don't know what to do but run and apparently twist in fear. Our merchant is almost cornered around the backside of this hill. Lead our rabbit around the front of the ravager, keeping him away from the merchant. As we get closer, the fear sets in, instantly spinning, and as our rabbit grabs some much needed R&R in the forest, a new type of predator joins Minecraft. Because the forest is the hunting grounds of the witch. Crow on the shoulder, staff in hand, our witch has spotted our restful rabbits. A whole colony of them, in fact. And instantly the witch is off to attack the rabbits, gathering pelts. One rabbit down, chasing down a second rabbit, blocked him right before he was able to escape into the tree. A third rabbit cornered, trying to run but can't run fast enough. The witch is on the prowl for every breathing fur baby in the forest. The final rabbit goes down, and our witch has cleared the forest of the innocent rabbits, and in return has brewed a potion. The potion of youth that the witch has forever been chasing after. But a forest is not a safe place for the potion to remain. First goal in mind for a witch, get the potion of youth to safety. Escaping to the witch hut in the swamp, our witch has taken the potion of youth and is ready to chug it down. But limitless youth would throw the world out of balance. And something is on the prowl to keep the world in check. Hiding just nearby is our fox, waiting for the witch to return. The first thing the fox does is scan the area, hoping to find the witch as quick as possible. Having looked inside the witch's hut, the fox doesn't realize the witch is right behind him. But as soon as he spots the witch, invisibility ensues, and he snatches the potion from the witch's hands before escaping into the woods, leaving our witch to age endlessly into nothingness, and leaving us to chase the fox into the forest. But as our fox gets deeper and deeper into the forest, he runs the risk of encountering a horde of skeletal hunters. These skeletal minotaurs have only one goal in mind: find the fox and take it down. And it looks as though our first skeletal minotaur may have spotted the fox in the distance. Calling to the horde of skeletons nearby, they all move closer in on the fox. And just as quickly as our fox was able to take the potion of youth, the fox is in turn hunted by the skeletal minotaurs. One skeletal manages to land a one-hit wonder onto our fox, and the potion has been dropped, leaving the skeletal minotaurs the temporary kings of the food chain. But what's this? We found ourselves a sharp bone back in the open forest, which means something may have been hunting the skeletons in the meantime. And we find some wolves hiding just over the hillside, ready to hunt down any skeletal that remains. And it looks as if they found the perfect hunting grounds. The skeletal minotaurs and the wolves instantly face off against each other, with the wolves howling to call in backup to hunt down more skeletons. Every single skeleton has dropped except for the final skeleton remaining. It turns out hunting the fox wasn't enough. The bones of their victories are in the mouths of the wolves. But such a strong and decisive force could easily throw things completely out of balance. And the world is always ready to correct itself. Coming down from the top of the forest, we find an Endwalker. Frightening, moving on all fours in search of any remaining wolf. Instantly teleporting to a wolf in sight all the way near the top of the hill, dragging him into the ground and annihilating him. Teleporting to the next wolf and repeating the same gruesome event to a third wolf and the same gruesome event. These wolves don't stand a chance. What once was the king of the forest is now reduced to dust, and the bone that once marked the victory of the wolves now marks the victory of the Endwalker. Even the most distant wolves at the far ends of the forest have been hunted and eliminated, but balance must remain, and every creature has its weakness. An Endwalker slowly makes it back around to the original village and encounters a pond. A pond full of seemingly innocent fish. Fish that refuse to allow an Endwalker anywhere nearby. But anytime our Endwalker gets close, instantly the fish are going to throw puddles, oodles of water, pulling the Endwalker in closer and closer until eventually they've completely pulled our Endwalker into the water and consumed him alive. And now that the village is in the clear, a merchant returns to trade, and returning back to our villager and turning our vicious salmon into our closest friends, restoring peace to Minecraft and maintaining the most perfect cycle of life. These mobs are totally awesome. If you want some mobs like these in your world, check out Gobs of Mobs on the Minecraft Marketplace.